What's good with the fight fans, man? It's Kijana back with a recap video. I wanted to get it out a little bit sooner. I wanted to put it out on Saturday or Sunday. I wanted to put it out after the fights, but I didn't get a chance to. I had work. But anyways, yeah, I'm gonna talk about a few of the fights. The co-main was fucking crazy. The main event with Costa and Adesanya was fucking really fucking nuts. But I told people. I told people from the fucking beginning that Israel Adesanya was going to be too much for Costa. And I've been saying this for months. Muscles don't mean anything. I don't know why people just continue to think that all these muscles and all this extra is going to mean anything in a fight when it doesn't. Anybody can get knocked out. You clip that chin, you clip that temple, you clip the back of the head, you clip anywhere where you're susceptible to getting knocked out easily. Anybody's going to be put to sleep. Doesn't matter who you are. That's just plain and simple. Israel Adesanya had better movement. I said it in almost every one of my videos I've broken down with Izzy, that his movement is too fluid. I've broken down that he's a dancer. Everybody knows he's a dancer. Usually people that are dancers have really good footwork. They're really light on their feet. They know how to maneuver their body in ways other people that are kind of like muscular or stiff, kind of like Costa, they don't know how to maneuver their body like that. Most people, Yoel, that's the different story. Yoel actually has really good body movement considering how big he is. But Costa's very stiff. He's somewhat flat-footed. And you've seen that, like in Israel's Adesanya also, like his range, he knows how to use his range very fucking well. People don't get that. They don't understand how good he is at using that range that he has. And he didn't get hit one time in the face the whole entire fight. So very interesting. I did not expect Israel Adesanya to get a knockout in the second round. I'm going to say that. I didn't expect him to get a knockout that early. I expected him to get either a decision win or a TKO in the fourth or fifth round. Either way, he won the fight. The humping at the end was a little bit much, but I mean, Costa was talking shit. Costa had been talking shit from the very beginning, saying that he's going to beat him. He's skinny, this and that. It doesn't matter if you're skinny, dude. Skinny people knock people the fuck out. They're bony. Bony knuckles, bony shins, and all that shit. Like, that does not mean anything at all. So I don't know why. I know Costa was trying to sell the fight. I know he was trying to get the fight to begin with, but he spoke a little bit too soon. And it was just like, when you consider the type of fights, the type of people that Costa had fought, they weren't really all that great of fighters. Uriah Hall was pretty good. Yoel Romero, of course, is really good. But other than that, who's Costa really fought? Like, look at how many fights Costa has had compared to how many fights Israel Adesanya had, and people said that Costa was going to demolish him. They said that he was going to take him out in the first or second round, which I just didn't see happening. Yeah, man, the breakdancing at the end, the Naruto run at the end, that was all fucking, it was dope. It was fucking dope, dude. I'm a huge Izzy fan. I'm not going to lie. I've been a fan of him since he joined the UFC. I didn't know much about him until he joined the UFC. But once he joined and I watched his first fight, I already knew he was going to be great. I went back and watched a lot of his kickboxing matches and just a lot of more of his, some of his boxing matches. I think he was 5-1 in boxing. I think 5-1 or 6-1. I can't remember. I watched a few of his boxing matches and stuff. So Israel's the real deal, man. Anybody that's saying he's a hype train, he's not a hype train, but at the same time, he kind of is a hype train because he's got all the hype. So, I mean, you can hate him, you can love him, but you gotta respect his fucking fighting, dude. You have to respect his fighting. The dude's legit. He is legit. But enough about that fight. I'm gonna talk about this next fight where I gave you guys the wrong fucking prediction, dude. And I'm sorry if you guys went with what I said. Dominic Reyes did not win. I changed my pick at the very end. I know in my video I said I was going to pick Dominic Reyes. I'm going to give you guys my DraftKings picks and my parlay picks at the end. I didn't win any money. I broke even, so I didn't lose any money, which is always nice. But for the most part, I usually break even, or I'll win a little bit. I'll double my money, or I'll break even for the most part. And then occasionally I have those big wins, which are really nice. But enough about that. I gave you guys Dominic Reyes, and I don't know what I was thinking because I ended up picking Jan. I watched more of Jan's fights, and I just felt like his power was going to be a little bit overwhelming for Dominic Reyes. And I also felt like Dominic Reyes, he's been living in the past. I keep saying this in videos, that Dominic Reyes keeps living in this, like, this alternate universe where he thinks he beat John Jones when he did not beat John Jones. I don't know what you have to watch. Anybody that thinks that he beat John Jones, like, I understand that you guys like Dominic Reyes. I understand Dominic Reyes is a great fighter, but you need to rewatch the fight a few times, man, because he didn't beat him. He didn't beat him. In order to be the champ, you got to dominate that motherfucker, dude. And yeah, he had some really good licks on him. He caught him off guard with some uppercuts and some right crosses. He caught him off guard. He definitely caught John Jones off guard. I'll give him that. But he outstruck John Jones for sure. I don't know. I don't remember what the numbers were, but I know he outstruck John Jones as well. But for you to gas out towards the end of the third round, not do much in the fourth, not do much in the fifth, the championship rounds, John Jones looked better. He looked better. Like, he didn't have the greatest night, but he looked better. He won the fight. So anybody that I don't know why Dominic Reyes keeps thinking. I mean, he's definitely not going to, I mean, maybe he still does think that he won that fight. But after getting knocked out, you get your nose broken, you got beat in the second round, you're living too much in the past, you're thinking too much about the John Jones fight, and he felt like he was already the champion before actually getting the belt and before actually beating the champ. And I think he looked past Jan, and I think that was his biggest downfall. I think he's going to regret that a lot. I'm a huge fan of Dominic Reyes, so don't get this shit twisted. I like Dominic Reyes a lot. I've been a fan of Dominic Reyes since he got into the UFC too. I knew he was going to be championship material, but he just, the living in the past, thinking you beat John Jones when you didn't, is just too much, dude. Get over it. You lost. Move on. And Jan just looked phenomenal. I'm not taking anything from his win. Jan looked really, really, really good in that fight. He brought the pressure, which everybody thought Dominic Reyes was going to bring the pressure. Everybody thought that Dominic Reyes was going to have the higher output. I honestly thought that Jan was going to try to take him down at one point. Excuse me. He didn't try to take him down. And he looked fucking great, dude. Like, man, like, really precise striking, strong, powerful, dude. That polished power, that's a real thing, I guess. But you can also tell, this is what made me change my picks as well, is Jan kind of has a short, stocky frame. Not like this matters. Sometimes it doesn't matter, but doesn't matter. But for the most part, like, I don't know, Jan just looked like he was beefier. He looked stronger. He looked more focused. I watched some interviews of him. And it just made me second guess my pick. So I ended up picking Jan towards the end, and I gave you guys the wrong fucking pick. So that's my bad. If anybody picked Dominic Reyes because of me, that's on me. I'll own up to that one. So, but I'm pretty sure I've made some people a good amount of cash on here. And yeah. But anyways, those two fights were great. Those were really almost the only two fights I got to watch. I got to watch the Brandon Royval versus Kai Kara-France fight too. I was at work at the time, so I only got to watch a few of the fights. But I got to watch all the ones I wanted to watch, so that was cool. But Kai Kara, man, powerful striker. He caught Brandon Royval in early on. Really nice right overhand. I said that in my videos before too, that his overhand right is nasty. He had 8 or 9 knockouts, which is a lot for that weight division. Like, this guy's a powerhouse. He hits people hard and he puts them to sleep. Brandon Royval was almost out. I think it was he trains in Colorado, so I feel like people with better cardio, they don't get knocked out as easy. There's something about that. Like, you're getting more oxygen to your brain, or I don't know what the fuck it is. Some scientific shit probably. But people that have more cardio, I just don't feel like they get knocked out as easy. They have a better chance of recovering. We see it with Tony Ferguson. We've seen it with Justin Gaethje. We see it with a lot of the fighters that have great fucking cardio, and they can take punishment and they can recover fast. So I feel like it's this cardio thing. But I should have known that Brandon Royval was going to win, or at least come close. It was weird because I bet Kai Kara-France on my parlays, but I put Brandon Royval on my DraftKings lineup just because of the point differential, and I didn't think that Kai was going to get more than about 70 or 80 points if he did win. So I did pick Brandon Royval on my DraftKings, so you guys will see that at the end of this video. But yeah, man, hats off to Brandon Royval, dude. That guy is legit, super unorthodox, very light on his feet. He pressured him. I knew that he was going to come in hungry. He said in his after his last win, when he won the cash, that he wanted to quit his job if he won the $50,000. He won the $50,000, quit his job, took the training seriously, and now we see that this guy's a top fucking prospect in that division. He's going to be a problem for people. I'm really looking forward to watching him fight some more. Kai Kara-France, he's still legit too. He just got caught with that spinning back elbow when Brandon Royval was coming back up. And I mean, I don't think anybody really would have expected that. He just got caught. He got caught with that, and then afterwards he was just, it was too much pressure for him. And Kai's usually the one that puts the pressure on people. So Brandon Royval's cardio was through the roof, phenomenal, great performance. I enjoyed watching it. And I like what Israel Adesanya also said about people need to start making their fucking weight, and they need to take more money from the people that aren't making their weight, because it is fucked up, dude. The Ludovitz Klein one was fucked up, 5 pounds overweight. That's way too much. You're gonna probably be 10 pounds more, 10 to 12 pounds more than the person once the fucking fight actually starts and you rehydrate up. Most likely you're gonna be about 10 pounds heavier than your opponent. Naturally, he looked beefier than Shane. He looked bigger. He looked yeah, he just looked like he was going to be dominant in that fight just from the very get-go. And I picked Shane Young. I was very confident. He was in almost all of my parlays, which fucked him all up. But, yeah, that sucks because I wanted Shane Young to win. I like him as a fighter. A lot of people said Ludovic was going to win. I didn't look up any highlights. I take that back. I did look up a few highlights. I looked Ludovic Klein up probably about 2 hours before the fight started. And I noticed he had a really nice left high kick, and I was like, man, his high kick is legit. He's knocked out about 3 or 4 people with that same left high kick. So it's something you can tell he works on a lot. He doesn't have a ton in his arsenal, but the shit that he does throw is lethal, and it fucks people up. And he's good at it. He's really good at what he does. So that left high kick, man, caught him. And then he finished him with that fucking uppercut, the right hook or whatever, or left hook it was. It's like a 4-piece combo that he gave him, and he was done. Very nice. Shane is a very durable fighter, so I was surprised to see him get knocked out that fast. Ludovic seemed like he's going to be legit. I know he came in on short notice. He gets a little bit more leeway for not making weight, but at the same time, you don't get too much leeway, man, because if you know you're coming in on short notice, you got a week to make the weight, dude. You got to fucking make the weight, bro. Like, and if you can't make the weight, then I don't know. I don't know if you should be taking a short notice fight. And Zubara, man, I told people from the fucking get-go, guy don't take shit serious. Doesn't take it serious. He's riding the coattails of his cousin Khabib. And I like Khabib, but I'm not a big fan of Zubara, honestly. Khabib's legit. He's a hard worker. Zubara probably works pretty hard too, but at the same time, it's just... He's missed weight before in the past, if I can remember correctly. I'm pretty sure he's missed weight before. He always gasses out in the second round, which is really weird considering he's a wrestler. If you would think as a wrestler you wouldn't gas out as much, but I just felt like Hakeem was going to be too much for him, and he missed weight I think by 4 or 5 pounds as well. That's too big of a weight cut to be, or too big of you missing weight, too much weight for you to be missing, considering that you actually had a training camp. Yeah, so hats off to Hakeem for that one. I'm glad that he got the win and got 30% of that guy's purse. But yeah, those are really the only fights I'm gonna... Oh, and Sujara. I thought Sujara put up a pretty decent fight. I think that could have almost went split decision. I think if she would have had a little bit more rest, she probably would have fought a little better. But it was cool that she came in that early and fought. She's pretty good for that division. I feel like she's gonna be very problematic for a lot of people. She's good with her Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, her takedowns, and she's got decent striking. She doesn't back down from anyone. So I'm looking forward to watching her fight again too. Yep, those are that's my recap video for you guys. I'm gonna be putting out my fight predictions most likely tomorrow or Friday. I'm not really sure. The sooner the better, because I know you guys like to hear what I have to say. I appreciate all the love, all the support. And, oh, yeah. Shout out to eBay's Fight Predictions for entering the contest. And then my other buddy entered the contest, which was cool, too. So I'm going to be sending both of you guys some cool shit. Make sure you drop your address in my email. My email is in my bio of my last video, kijontishaka@gmail.com. So make sure you guys... send me your address, and then you guys will be getting some cool little prizes and whatnot. But for future giveaways, if I don't have more than 5 people entering the contest, I probably won't do it. It's just not fun if there's not more people entering. And I mean, if other people were doing contest giveaways like this and just giving free stuff away, I would be entering. Like, if other fight prediction people were doing that, I would be entering for sure. I mean, you're getting free shit. You don't know what you're going to get. You're going to get some sports memorabilia shit. You might get a fucking UFC t-shirt, or you don't know what I'm going to give you guys. So just enter the contest. Make sure you guys are subscribed next time. And yeah, enjoy the week.